Alright, I wanted to do a quick video here on Tesla. So we have just seen all sorts of gains ever since we set these lows down here in late May, up over, I think it was well over 100% from there. Yeah, we're looking at about 130% since our lows in May of this year. Just absolutely nuts what Tesla has pulled here over the past 6 months, to see this kind of movement from roughly 175, $185 a share, all the way up to $425 a share. Is what our price currently stands. And it's really just been an absolute skyrocket. If we move this in, ever since we broke this $260 resistance, which was back here in late October, that is where the bulk of this move has come from. You're looking at about 62%, but that was only over the course of about 2 months. So while this has taken about 6 months to occur, about half of the move has just come over these past 2 months. And it's been, we've had these weeks where it's just absolute rippers. Now, I know that this is when the earnings came out, and it was very good earnings, and then we had the Cybertruck come out. But ever since we have broken through this 350 resistance, or really starting with the 260 resistance and then the 350 resistance, which I had spoke about in the last video that I made on Tesla, which was about a month ago, I believe. But once we broke through that, it was really just smooth sailing. And we have just cruised along from 350 up another 75 bucks a share, up another 20%, just really cruising along. So what a lot of people might be asking themselves, okay, when are we going to see a pullback? We're in uncharted territory here. There's no previous price history anywhere really above the 390 mark. Once we broke through that, there was really nothing to go off of, and we have just been soaring to the upside. But I do want to point out that if we look down here at the PPO, we have never seen the PPO this far stretched out to the high side. I have this line drawn in here around 30 on the PPO, and where we currently sit is up almost double that, around 53, or we'll just call it 50 even, but we are well overextended. So I don't want to say that, this is a clean short. You can have stupid money that comes in here and just wants to hop on this rally, and push this thing up another 25 bucks to 450, or even up another 75 bucks up to 500. That would not surprise me. So to go ahead and short right here, probably isn't the best of ideas based off of the performance that we have seen over the past 2 months. I think the last area that I on a potential short would have been at the $350 price point, which you can see we popped above. We actually got up to 360, and then we traded back down right around a 320, which is, I think, was about a 6% decline, about 7 to 8%. So that could have been a good short, but now that we are just continuing this uptrend, I want to see some signs of maybe consolidation, and then maybe a failure of some moving averages. I don't necessarily think that we are going to see a sharp decline in everybody who has helped to pump this thing up to $425, $426 a share is just going to bail out. And it's possible, especially with the fact that we have moved so quickly. Again, it could be a lot of people that just kind of hopped in to join this momentum ride and gain, maybe 3 or 4% here and there. So we could see a quick deterioration, but my guess is as we start to see this drop down, people are going to buy the pullback and send the price back up. So I would really like to see us kind of, level off, similar to what we saw right in here. So level off for a few days and then see a breakdown, of the moving averages. And as you start to consolidate, if you want to start your short position, and then add to it as we start to deteriorate, and then as we level off down there, once again close out your position. It's not always going to be like that. That was just an example that we've seen in the in the past, in the near-term past. But the big thing was the PPO and the fact that we're overbought on the RSI. We have been for some period of time. So here's the PPO on the daily. We're closing in on that $30 mark, or the 30 point mark here on the price oscillator. And again, the weekly is way overextended. The RSI, you can see here, is overextended. So I do think that we are in for a pullback, but I don't think the risk of shorting Tesla where it currently sits is not necessarily a risk that I want to take on, but it definitely could be a good short if this thing really does turn and even comes down to the $400 price point. It'll probably dip a little bit lower, probably close to $390, and if it were to do something like that, you're looking at about probably a 7 to 10% decline. You can make some good money, but on the flip side, you could really get burned if you were to try and short this thing without a real good signal or without some sort of backing behind your short position. So just wanted to throw that out there as my opinion here on Tesla. Again, I enjoy the company. I enjoy listening to Elon Musk. I do think that we are a little bit overinflated on this move over the past, 2 months, 6 months, what have you. I think that this is quite an extravagant move, and we will see a decline in the price when people come to their senses. But for now, we just have to wait for that time. So thank you guys for watching. Maybe you gained something out of it, maybe not. Let me know either way. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you guys have the best day.